This is the Partners Improving Education, and we're here tonight as part of a series that we're doing of trying to sort of present to us why you, the Marlboro residents, should be voting for us for the Board of Education. Tonight, we're going to start with a theme. This is us.
So my name is Nirav, and I am really excited to be running for the Board of Education. My main core belief is that every child has a fundamental right to a good education and whatever opportunities we can afford to give them to achieve their dreams. My wife and I, we moved here 12 years ago. The main reason was because of the education and the community. And so far, we've been really grateful for that move and everyone around us. We need a diverse board of ideas and people who work in different industries and have different backgrounds. As a board, we should represent the community itself, right? The 40,000 individuals that live in Marlboro and all the many households that are here. And everyone has different backgrounds. Everyone has, educational, and it could be, the race, or ethnicity, etc. So we're all different. Before, I've managed many RFPs on both sides as a person who had to fill them out, which is actually more nerve-wracking than somebody sending them out, but in reviewing it. But regardless, been part of that process, been part of the budgeting process, been part of the hiring, and unfortunately sometimes termination process. I mean, there's a lot, and that's what it comes down to being in a board.
Really informative. I'm Jenna Carraro. I'm a product of the Marlboro school system. My parents moved here in 1999, and they were really debating between Manalapan or Marlboro, but Marlboro won because of the school system. And so I went to the original middle school and graduated the high school in 2005. And my education carved a very successful path in that time for my future. Now that I'm a mother of two kids, my husband and I returned to Marlboro because of the school district. And I want my kids to experience the wonderful educational journey that I was lucky enough to have. So I'm currently in an interdisciplinary humanities-based doctoral program. I hold a Master's of Science in Technical Communication and a Master's in Arts and Letters and a Bachelor's in English with a certificate to teach high school. So currently I teach courses at NJIT, Essex County College, and formerly Georgian Court. I work at Drew University in Madison as an instructional designer, technologist, and a professor. And so my experience designing courses, being involved with curricula in both higher ed and secondary education realms equips me with so many skills that are able to be transferred to a position on the board.
I'm Brian Cohen, and I am excited to be able to tell you about why I think I'm a good candidate for you for this Board of Education. So, like Nirav, my family moved here about 13 years ago, and we moved here because of the excellent school system and the community that we were joining. My deep connection in my career to public education, and I have decades of experience actually in leadership, education, technology, that have driven me to really want to give back to my community. I have a bachelor's degree in computer science. I have a law degree, and I have worked, as I said, for the last 30 years in government and education. I spent 10 years with the City of New York doing various different leadership positions. In fact, I ran one of the largest projects in the history of the City of New York, a $300 million IT project called Y2K. Right? I was the guy who actually wrote the New York City e-government strategy, how to recreate government services in the virtual space rather than standing in line waiting for someone to answer your question or help you with a service. My team was also responsible for responding to 9/11. I actually was there as the buildings were coming down. We were there to respond to the emergency. We walked across the Brooklyn Bridge to get to safety after it occurred. And then my team began to sort of build out the Pier 92 and Pier 94, the ones that were used for government operations and for family assistance. And we also supported the GIS system from the City of New York, getting the maps from the federal government so that the search and rescue and then the search and recovery teams can actually look and see where the hotspots were downtown. I left and moved on from the City of New York, and I went to the City University of New York. I spent 20 plus years leading IT for the entire university system, right? Everything from enterprise technology to networking to cybersecurity to ERP systems to managing our systems to get us through COVID. And then, after that, we transitioned back to being in person. But you know what? I wanted to tell you something. Our school district has a $103 million budget. I was actually surprised when I heard that, because when you think about it, that's a lot of money, right? And we serve nearly 4,500 students. That's a lot of kids. And you know, I look at my experience, and in my career, I have managed an organization with over 200 people reporting into me. I also manage that organization with an $80 million a year budget and a $300 million capital budget. So I have extensive experience of knowing what it's like to manage those budgets, manage them through tough times, manage them through good times. But you know, all about that, it takes leadership and experience to do that. And I believe I can make a real difference in working with our administration here at the Marlborough Township Public Schools and ensuring that they are able to manage our school system and also meet the highest standards of excellence.